What is going on, guys? It is Constable Chang coming back at you with another Madden 17 video, and today we're doing another college team builder. Today's college team is going to be LSU. A lot of very good players on this team, so let's review all the players on LSU in the NFL that I could find anyways. So at quarterback, Matt Flynn, who I found in free agency, and Zach Mettenberger. I think he's on the Steelers roster now, so I don't think we've done a team so far. I think we did Wisconsin and Ohio State so far. We really haven't had a good quarterback yet. Probably going to be starting Mettenberger. He's got a good, strong arm, but his accuracy is not that great. But we're going to start him over Matt Flynn. Running backs, Jeremy Hill, Spencer Ware, Alfred Blue, and Stephen Ridley. Fullback, Connor Neighbors. I just found him in free agency. Wide receivers, we have OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Ruben Randall, Russell Shepard, and James Wright. At tight end, I couldn't find one, so I just moved Brandon LaFell there, and he actually went to a 90, so that's pretty sweet. So I got LaFell and Dwayne Bowe, who I also moved to tight end. Left tackle, Andrew Whitworth from the Bengals, Dylan Gordon. Left guard, Lael Collins from the Cowboys. Center, Gerald Hawkins. Right guard, Trey Turner from the Panthers. Fidel Alexander. Right tackle, Joe Barksdale from the Chargers. Chris Falk from free agency, I believe. Left end, Beanie Logan. He's a defensive tackle, but I moved him to left end. I'm playing a 3-4 defense. I believe the players that I have here is going to best fit that scheme. So Beanie Logan, Ricky, Jean-Francois, Tyson Jackson, Ego Ferguson, and Anthony Johnson. Got a lot of defensive ends here. Kyle Williams as well from the Bills. Glenn Dorsey, defensive tackle. Michael Brockers from the LA Rams. Al Woods from Tennessee. Left outside linebacker, Mingo. Middle linebacker, Perry Riley Jr., Quan Alexander from the Bucks, Kevin Minter, Calvin Shepard. Right outside linebacker, Daniel Hunter from the Vikings, LeVar Edwards from free agency, I believe. Cornerbacks, Patrick Peterson from the Cardinals. Maurice Claiborne actually went to 83 overall with this newest roster update, but he still got that slow div. Delvin Breaux, it says he went to college, like none. But I looked him up, and it said he did go to LSU, so picked him up. Rashad Robinson, Jalen Collins, Therold Simon, Ron Brooks, Jalen Mills. So the corners are actually pretty good. Free safety, Tyrann Mathieu, Eric Reed, Craig Lawson. And then strong safety, Deion Jones. He's a middle linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons. But he's one of those like prototype linebackers that could also play safety. So you move him there. He's an 85 overall rookie safety. So I'd rather him there than just like a fourth middle linebacker. Danny McCray as well. Picked him up in free agency. Kicker, couldn't find one. So we're going to be working with the Saints kicker till I could find a replacement that went to LSU. And Brad Wing, punter from the Giants. There was also the punter from the Eagles, but he was like a 14-year pro. So I wanted Wing because he's a younger player. So hopefully we could find some decent LSU guys in the draft. Possibly we need a quarterback for sure. Maybe some spots at O-line. And really that's really all about it. And the team would be pretty good after that. So the team's actually looking pretty good. I'd say this is, I'm hoping it's going to be better than Ohio State and that Wisconsin team rebuild. But we will see. So we are in week number 1. I'm going to start simming ahead here, and we will see you guys in the playoffs. Alright guys, here we are in the playoffs, and year number 1 looks like we didn't make it, so we will check how the guys did on the year. 6-10, that's pretty decent. I went to the midseason mark, and we were 0-7, so I was kind of scared, but it looks like we turned it on there in the second half of the year. So we'll look at some sacks. Zach Mettenberger, 4,400 yards, 27 touchdowns, 19 picks, and was sacked 42 times. Rushing, Jeremy Hill, 1,124 yards, 10 touchdowns. Spencer Ware, 227 and 4 touchdowns. Receiving, OBJ, 1,485 yards, 11 touchdowns. Brandon LaFell at tight end had 68 receptions, 688 and 5 touchdowns. Ruben Randall, 946 and 3 touchdowns. Jarvis Landry, 61 catches, 656 and 3 touchdowns. On the defensive side of the ball, Perry Riley Jr., 136 tackles, led my team. Tackles for loss was Kyle Williams with 19. And quarterback sacks, Mingo had 16.5. Daniel Hunter had 8.5. Kyle Williams 8. Same with Brockers, had 8 as well. And interceptions was Patrick Peterson with number 5. So decent year for year one. Hopefully we could build on it heading into the next years. See who's got good XP. OBJ has got 19,000. And on defense, looks like Hunter's got 29,000. That's pretty good. So now I'm going to do the off season. Obviously, I have all the LSU guys, so I can't do free agency, and we will do some scouting and see if there's any decent LSU guys for us to pick up in the draft. Here we are in the draft. I actually have the first overall selection. There is a good, well, not really good, strong safety. He's projected second pick, but he's second round talent. But I can only draft LSU guys, so I'm going to be taking this guy with the first overall pick. He is 71 overall. So after that strong safety I drafted, the only other LSU players I could find were a wide receiver and a running back. So the wide receiver is actually pretty decent. Got him with the 11th overall selection. Dion McClaim, 22-year-old, 6'5", 231. He's got quick development, 75 overall, so that's pretty decent. And then in the 6th round, I just took a running back that's 66 overall. So now we are going to jump into year number 2. So after the offseason and spending some player XP, this is what the team is looking like. A lot of the same faces from year number 1. Quarterbacks are staying the same. Mettenberger, Flynn, running backs staying the same. Fullback. Receivers, my rookie's going to be playing in the slot. He's got quick development, so it should be pretty good. Looks like Andrew Whitworth retired, so I moved Barksdale over to the left tackle spot. I'm like really thin on the O-line. I only have one left guard, one center, and one right tackle. So I only have a backup at the right guard and the left tackle position. Let tight ends stay the same. I picked up a undrafted one in free agency, actually. Go to the defense side of the ball. Kyle Williams retired it from the right end spot, so Ricky Jean-Francois is going to be starting there. And I'm going to be starting Alexander over Riley Jr. Jones went up to an 87. Honey Badger's only an 88 now. Patrick Peterson's 91. Other than that, the team's basically the same. I did pick up a kicker. I have a hard time finding a kicker and a punter that went to a school. This guy went to like Georgia. He was an undrafted kicker, but I just switched him to LSU. That's usually what I do if I can't find a kicker or a punter from that particular school. So this is what the team's looking like heading into year number 2. Don't think it really got better. We went 6-10 year number 1. Probably going to be doing that, I would say, somewhere around there in year number 2. So I can start simming, and we will see you guys in the playoffs. So at the end of year number 2, missed the playoffs yet again. Our record was 6-9-1. So I guess that's an improvement from 6-10. We exchanged a loss for a tie. So we'll take a look at some stats here. Zach Mettenberger, 4,303 yards, 31 touchdowns, 21 interceptions, sacked 56 times though. Jeremy Hill, 1,095 yards, 10 rushing touchdowns. Receiving, Odell Beckham Jr., 1,358 yards, 8 touchdowns. Jarvis Landry, 727, 10 touchdowns. Brendan LaFell, 767, 3 touchdowns. And Mick McClaim, 856 and 5 touchdowns. Defense, Quan Alexander led the team with 151 tackles. Tackles for loss, Michael Brockers with 14. Quarterback sacks, Mingo with 9.5. Jean-Francois, 6.5. And Hunter with 5.5. Interceptions, Peterson had 2, and Delvin Breaux had 2. Same with Matthew, had 2 as well. So, another year not making the playoffs. I don't think I've made a playoffs yet with either Wisconsin, Ohio State, or LSU. So this is very difficult. We just need to get a quarterback, and, O-line's not good at all, besides our guards. And what else do we need? That's really all that we really need. We could use maybe some better middle linebackers or better D linemen, but in a 3-4, I'd rather have better linebackers anyway. So O-line and a quarterback, but I was looking at the draft at midseason, and I didn't even see a LSU player until like the 6th round, so that is not going to be good. So we probably will miss the playoffs next year as well. So sim to the off season, and I'll double check the draft, and we will see you guys in year number 3. So at the draft recap, the only player that I found from LSU, I know I told you guys I didn't see a guy till like the 6th round. But this guy creeps up the draft board at the end of the year, this Trent outside linebacker. He's 81 with superstar development. I guess I must have skipped over him, or I know players go up and down draft boards, but when you're scrolling through a bunch of names, you kind of go cross-eyed and you might miss a guy. So I got this outside linebacker. Other than that, the computer drafted me a quarterback with superstar development and also another quarterback with superstar development, but they did not go to LSU. Couple other guys too, but I'm gonna have to release all these guys. So I'm just gonna sim the week, and we will see you guys in year number 3. Alright guys, this is what this LSU team is looking like heading into the 3rd and final year probably. So Mettenberger, he went up to a 69 overall, so there might be a chance we might make the wild card maybe, but just boosted up his accuracy basically. And for other positions, that wide receiver I drafted last year went from a 75 to an 81. Wide receivers are good. I got 3 good ones, OBJ, Landry, and this 1-year pro. O-line, though, so many holes on it. I think I have 6 O-line at 5 positions. So hopefully guys don't get tired and need backups because they're going to have to play basically the entire game. Got 3 tight ends, LaFell, Styles, and Dwayne Bowe. Defensively, did make a change. I'm going to be starting this Trent over Mingo because he's a rookie with superstar div. And I moved the Honey Badger down to cornerback just to improve that position. So him, Peterson, and Claiborne in the nickel. Even have Delvin Breaux as my dime cornerback. So 4 good corners. Deion Jones went up to an 88. Linebackers are decent. Hunter's an 84. So Eric Reed's going to be starting at free safety, which is still pretty good. Kicker, punter, pretty decent, low 70s, but whatever. So this is what the team is looking like heading into year number 3. I think we might actually make the wild card. I got a feeling. So we'll see you guys in the playoffs. At the end of year number 3, didn't make the playoffs yet again. Haven't made the playoffs yet with any team, Wisconsin, LSU, or Ohio State. Our record was 7-9, which is the best record out of all those teams I just named. So we'll take a look at some stats, and then that'll do it for this video. So Zach Mettenberger, 44,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, only 6 picks. He actually had a pretty decent year. Sacked 60 times, so that's terrible. Rushing, Jeremy Hill, 1,160 yards, 8 touchdowns. Receiving, Odell Beckham Jr., 1,258 yards, 11 touchdowns. Brandon LaFell, 662 and 3 touchdowns. Jarvis Landry, 564 and 4 touchdowns. And Dion McClaim, 879 and 4 touchdowns. Defense, Quan Alexander led the way with 134 tackles. Tackles for loss was Beanie Logan with 12. Quarterback sacks was Ricky Jean-Francois with 8.5. And interceptions was Patrick Peterson with 6. And that is going to do it with LSU. I completed 3 years. That's usually what I do, is just 3 years. And in 3 years with this team, I got 19 wins, which is the most. So they get first place. And in second place is actually Wisconsin, had 15 wins in 3 years. Ohio State also had 15 wins in 3 years. So LSU so far is the top college team in this series. Next is probably going to be, I might do Alabama next or Florida State. I'm not too sure. We'll see. Someone commented to do Washington, and I looked, and there's not really that much Washington players. So for teams that don't have a lot of players, I might just do someone commented, do like rivals, like maybe do Miami, Florida on offense and Florida State on defense, something like that, just as an example. So I'm not sure who's Washington's rival is, but probably do them on defense and just like split the team up that way. So far LSU is number 1, and Wisconsin, Ohio State are tied for number 2. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.